Chinese tennis superstar Peng Shuai allegedly been abducted, kidnapped, disappeared after she did some tweet over Wei-Pao, not just a tweet but a whole story about some sexual affairs with a top Chinese official, and then it blacked out. She disappeared. People got worried about her. World Tennis Federation got worried about her. Today, she's back up, being ambushed by one of our Singapore journalists, and I'm here, body language expert, to break it down for you. You know, stick to the end. You're gonna be surprised that this episode, this case, is easier than you think. So let's watch the video together. And I'm Chinese, so I will share with you the actual interpretation. Some of the interpretation that's the subtitles are not accurate. So you see here Yang Ming, former NBA player, and another former star with Peng Shuai here, and she's going to be ambushed by our 联合早报 journalist. That's Yang Ming. 彭帅，你好，你好。So 你好 means you're good. Okay, you see that worried look on her face is because she just noticed that there is a video being recording. There's a video recording her.
是，我是新加坡联合早报。是，刚刚看到你们几个在这边看这个比赛。对。
She's okay about it. So for my Western viewers, you need to understand, and I'm one of the best people to explain to you the Chinese culture. I'm Chinese, okay? So I'm between Western, some Western influence and some Eastern influence, because I'm from Singapore and our main language is English. And but we're still Chinese, so we are across between the two cultures, so we understand both sides very well. Okay, when a journalist approaches a superstar like this, they're still very polite about it. Okay, sometimes when you see Australian TV or American TV, oh, get out of my face, things like that. No, they're quite okay. They will give a statement.
出入自由嘛，大家都很关心你的这个安全。
So here she's beginning to show that she can't hear the questions very clearly. Don't worry, this is not due to battering or abuse.
因为你上个月初在微博自由嘛，就是会有人来监视啊，或者是怎么样。
Again, she cannot hear the reporter's question, and it's not important. That's why I'm not highlighting it. A reporter, you need to project your voice when
可
you're
能有一些
interviewing
陈述， 但是 CGTN 上个月又发出来一个自称是您写给 WTA 主席的这个电邮啊，这封电邮是你自己写的吗？英文的电邮。
Okay, what you are seeing in her facial expression right now, she's being very cautious. Okay, the smile has been wiped off. She is listening with 100% attention. And what the reporter has just said is, what you wrote on Wei-Pao, which is a long story. We'll talk about that. A long story about her sexual encounter with the diplomat, and
里边说这个性侵的这个事实是不真实的，是这样吗？这封电邮是您自己写的吗？
asking whether the claims of the sexual assault is true or not.
性侵的这个事实是不真实的。
So this is where I want to rewrite the subtitles a bit. The subtitle says there are a few questions here, but when she says 我觉得这是几个问题, she said I feel. Okay, I feel it's not there are few, but I feel that I need to emphasize and clarify a few of these questions. And it's very important. She said, I never said or wrote about anyone sexually assaulting me. Okay, and the Western media goes berserk and said, no, we saw all the writings on the wall, and within 20 minutes it was ripped down. Okay, now when you look at the writings later, this is so amazing. The writing will clearly confess that she had an affair with the diplomat or the leader 7 years ago, and she had feelings for him. So they had a sexual affair. But right now, I think it went wrong, or it wasn't going to continue. So she started writing it like Marilyn Monroe being jilted by JFK. So Marilyn Monroe wrote something like that on Facebook. Don't you think the president will try to take it down. Think about it, okay? You stick to it, and I'm gonna prove to you what I'm saying.
中文我回复给 WTA CEO 先生西蒙本人的这个信
Okay, everything about her demeanor is
这个本人所写，然后当然
we have
英
solved
文
it.
我
Okay, we
没
have
有
solved
这
it.
个
Solve it. Everything's
我的
fine.
英语水平不
Everything
够
that she's responding to the
就是
reporter
我没有
seems
办
to
法
be
能够把
genuine
中文译
and
成
non-rehearsed,
英文
and it's from her
所
heart.
以中文完全是我。然后关于微博，首先呢是我个人隐私的问题。
So what I wrote on Weibo is my personal business. And it is. She just happened to air her dirty laundry in public, and it was taken down, whether by her or by the government. Well, it is her personal business. And she says there's some misunderstanding now. If you are not convinced that what she's saying is from her heart, okay, watch these other videos that I have put up, and you see that in this case they were coerced into giving a more reluctant confession. So now the reporters are asking questions like, when you wrote to the CEO of WTA, Mr. Simon, and you said everything was fine, we sorted out everything, we're looking forward to more training with the tennis. Did you write it yourself? And she said, yes, the Chinese version I wrote it myself, and the English translation was done by someone else. Okay, everything else is unimportant. If you want to just go and replay this video over again, you will see that she is willingly giving her side of the story. Okay, now the twist comes here, because I just don't know why people didn't actually look into the full transcript. She writes things like, about 7 years ago we had sex, so she had an affair. Okay, then later on, you got promoted to be a member of the Bureau Standing Chinese community in Beijing. You never contacted me again. So she was heartbroken. I used to bury everything inside. After all, if you didn't want to take any responsibility, why did you come back for me and brought me into your house to have sex? It is true that I don't have any evidence. It is also not possible to leave evidence. Later on, you keep denying, but it is true that you were attracted to me first. Otherwise, I couldn't have been able to contact you, because he's a high-ranking personnel. And you see from the first sentence, the second sentence, she says, I admit I'm not a good woman, and in fact, a very, very bad woman. What is so difficult about this case? Let me summarize for you. Okay. She is a Chinese superstar. She has a own personal life. She had an affair just like Marilyn Monroe with JFK. And I think they all sorted it out. So Western media, don't get hang up. Everything's solved. Okay, they did not kidnap her. They did not beat her. This is an extramarital affair between her and a leading Chinese diplomat. That's it. That's all.